Good morning. Welcome, user 821. We're canning tomatoes today. Last tomatoes of the year, canning them. Good morning, y'all. Welcome in. We canning tomatoes, the last box of tomatoes for the year. I'm not battling. Don't come on asking me to battle. I don't battle. Not when I'm doing things. How y'all doing this morning? Hey, Paula. Hey, users. We canning tomatoes the old, like Mama used to do, old school way. I've sat at this table many times and made canned tomatoes, cut corn off, put it up in the freezers. Lost all my tomatoes that I put up this year from the hurricane when the lights went out. Had several gallon bagfuls of them. Ended up losing them. They unthawed, and I don't trust food when it unthaws. But you warm, you put your tomatoes in a pot with hot water. You can put them in a bucket and pour the water over them. You cut the core out. Slice them in half and put them in these jars like this right here. A little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar. And the longer they sit, the better they get. I got some me and Mama canned 5 years ago out in my shed that's still good. Found them the other day. When she died, we had to move a lot of stuff out of the house. And this is just a little old farmhouse I grew up in. Nothing fancy. A lot of love though, a lot of love. I learned about life here. How to mess with the hogs, how to clean them, butcher them, cut them up. My brother was a meat specialist, so I learned a lot of stuff from him and Mama. Me and Mama used to do this all the time, canned tomatoes. If y'all have any questions, ask me on this joining my community. I'll give recipes. The only recipes I don't give away is my hash, my sauce. Now I'll make sauces with you, but the ones I bottle, I don't. I can make you one similar, but I don't give them away. You can buy them. My sauces you have to DM me. We got the LLC done. And my partner, which is my nephew, he's a big accountant, and they had a deadline for so many weeks to get done. And I told him, I said, we'd be fine. So we're working on getting the web page up. I had to start all over after my partner took the jab. And he didn't make it to go fishing. He took the jab to go fishing, and he didn't make it. But you cut them in half, and the ones that's bruised or whatever, I'll take them out and get the seeds out of them and save the seeds. And then I'm a seed freak, because I see where Walmart's even quit carrying seeds. And then upper part of the United States, up to around Maine and all, a couple years ago, you couldn't even buy seeds at Walmart. They had the whole thing roped off where you couldn't even go in there and buy anything. So I keep my seeds off of anything that come from a farmer that I know that don't put pesticides on it. And the farmers around here, I know most of them, you know. And the ones I do know, I know I trust them, because they the same way I am about the food. I don't eat a bunch out the store no more. Damn, that's hot, y'all. Ow. Oh, bitch. But we opened a can of tomatoes. I had stewed some down to my oldest son come over to go fishing with us Sunday, and spent the night. And I did rice and tomatoes, fresh purple hull peas I shelled Saturday, fresh collards that I got a whole trash bag, 6 big bunches. I paid $10 for them, and I put up two stuffed gallon bags for Thanksgiving of collards. And once you get them up, you leave a little bit of head space in these jars, y'all. I need to get me some paper towels to clean these tops, but I'm gonna bring them to the sink and wash them, because I want them to seal really good. But you clean all your old trash off where it won't be nothing to hinder your tops from sealing. Clean your tops really good, the insides and outsides. These rags are good for just been washed, so they clean. And this is about the only time you see me wear gloves unless I'm catering an event. See? There's a quart of tomatoes. The juice from the tomatoes, and I put fresh sea salt in it. And before I cap them and seal them, I'll put just a half a teaspoon of sugar in there. And then when you open them to use them for soup or whatever, it's got the best tomato taste. I don't buy none in the cans at the stores. I can't stand the way they taste. But Mama would doing corn or tomatoes, and she'd put a pot on over there on the stove, and she would cook tomatoes or cream corn, while we'd pick it out the garden, come home and shuck it. And we laid it down in the living room and on blankets and stuff overnight to cool it. Get up the next morning and shuck it and sealed it and cut it off. And she'd always put that old turkey roaster on the stove, and it'd be full, called parboiling it. And it'd be full, and then she'd take one of these old frying pans, I still got of hers, and she'd fill it up, and boy, we would have cream corn that same day. You talk about good. Oh Lord. A lot of people, these youngins nowadays, don't know nothing about that. All they know is the grocery store stuff. I can't eat all that poison anymore after I had that gastric and lost 454 pounds. Shit, that something just went. Alright, new jar. And see, you just bust them in half. They go right in the jar, boom. And then you put them in the roaster and seal them. And you take them out when the top pops. You seal. And they last for, they'll last up 2 years. The new caps they got out won't seal but 2 years. The ones I got out in the shed, like I said, me and Mama, we did them before she passed on me in 2018. They still just as good, got the color, smell, everything. They're just as good as the day we canned them. But I'll do a lot of this year. I got to go out and set my hothouse this evening. Just a little small one. I got the pallets to make then close that whole little garden. I got peas out there growing. I got okra, collards, lettuce, well, cabbage. I hadn't planted any lettuce yet. Cabbage and carrots. Got all that stuff coming up. Got tomatoes. There's a couple of them I'll put in that hothouse. That way we'll have fresh tomatoes and fresh little sweet peppers. I love them in anything I cook. Got bell peppers. All them bushes will be moved into that shed in pots. I'll have them all winter till spring. This spring I'm going to have a big, pretty garden down there. I got to get rid of some of the deer. They like to come up here and eat everything. But we're going to eat them. We went fishing Sunday, and me and my buddy went out there with Jackson and cleaned my grandson and cleaned the fish yesterday. He wanted to come over today and we were going to cook fish again, but he got sick last night, and he's not sick now. I guess he just wanted to stay home from school. I used to do the same thing. I think everybody did at some point. But I hadn't been able to get my lives in. I got sick the other week when we went fishing, me and Todd, and coming in, I got really cold. I've lost 454 pounds. I don't have any padding anymore. But I feel great. Sunday we had a great day fishing. Trini, how you doing, Trini? I came in your live some last night and spoke, and I don't know, the last few days I've been going to sleep by 8 or 8:30. I don't know. I guess been tiring myself out, I guess. See how I'm cutting the piece off, and you get all the white out right here, the core. My chickens eat all that, and see it, just the tomatoes just pull in half. You just stuff them in a jar, and the ward off of tomatoes is what seasons, the jars, the juice off the tomatoes. I can't stand the fine skin in my tomatoes either. That's one of my pet peeves. I cannot stand it. It's like buying them from the store and all of them's got the peelings in it. I can't deal with that. But they average holding about 4 tomatoes a quart, which you add that with your soup, your beef, chicken, whatever. I make sauce I make my gravies a little bit different. I can do the roux. I like doing the roux on certain things, but I layer my gravies I'm going. And a lot of times I'll make a tomato gravy, a brown tomato gravy out of the tomatoes, like, you know, pork chops or something like that. And I have to do a lot of gravy after this surgery. It helps digest a lot better. But these tomatoes, man, once you learn how to do this and you start doing this, and the taste alone will make you want to just do this. I mean, it's none of this artificial flavorings, and the only bad thing is, I guess, a little bit of sugar, but I could use brown sugar. I can use syrup. I'm going to do one with syrup in it. Honey is what I'm going to do one and check it and see how it does. Because this year I want about 300 quarts to put up. I do a lot of chili, a lot of vegetable soup. All right. And you just estimate. You want about a teaspoon of salt. And that kind of preserves them after you can them. All right. That's 2 quarts. Just that quick. Clean your bottoms off where they're sitting there with the, and there's a lot of seeds in here, which I'll go outside and dump these. I'll save what I can and whatever's mixed up with the peelings and everything. I'll put them out there in the mulch pile. And some of them will come back up. And that's what I want around my place here. We got 5 acres with the ponds and everything. And I'm going to plant seeds and let them grow out and drop. And then that way every year they'll come back. They'll just be growing wild. You just go right around and pick tomatoes or whatever you want to pick. And then we got the big garden. And I got 2 little gardens, and I'm starting a 3rd one on the side of the house there where the deer, I can catch the deer before they let's see, I did 6 tomatoes and got 2 quarts. 7 tomatoes, 8 tomatoes. Oh, hell, I don't know. It's full. Let's see how many we got in this one. 1, 2, 3. Turn it back on. How's everybody doing? Where are you from? I'm from South Carolina. Hey, Margie, how you doing? How many of y'all have done this with your grandmama, your mama, or daddy, whatever? My daddy used to can stuff too. He wasn't scared. My mama did. Me and my mama and my sister and my nephews did most of it though. You know, we were to carry the buckets to the field and drop the skins and the peelings down there and pick up the grass in the garden. Man, we had a garden too, you hear me? That's what I'm getting away from. I don't like buying stuff from a store with all the stuff sprayed on it. And see them stuff like that, I'll cut that out and make tomatoes. I got 2 here, and then I'll take the seeds out of these and dry them and put them in a bag and put them in my gallon jugs I got full of seeds. And then come springtime, my little hothouse, I'll have stuff rooted, and I'll go down there and plant the old garden like me and Daddy and Mama used to, and my sister. Yes, ma'am, Trini, I'm canning tomatoes. I made that, I don't know how the hell you, or excuse me, I don't know how you say it, the poontang, what Melissa's been doing. I call it poontang. Anyway, made that chicken, like the chicken thighs last night with that gravy. Oh my goodness. Saturday, my oldest son come over. He loves to eat like we do. Anyway, he come over and I did purple hull peas. I shelled Saturday. Fresh collards with the ham hocks in both of them. Fresh rice and tomatoes. And pork chops with the gravy and potatoes and stuff, because he don't eat much, and that was one of his favorite meals when he was staying with me, was that. And we did that and got up Sunday morning and went fishing and had a beautiful day. My little buddy caught a bunch of fish. Papa hooks him and then I hand him the rod and hold on to him. There wasn't none of them that big Saturday, Sunday. They were good eating size, but we're getting them big spotted tails with him. I'll hold it. I'll put a rope on him back and hold him. I'm gonna let him fight it. He's gonna be the one doing it. He's gonna be a little superstar. But that'll keep him out of trouble and keep him into something that his eyes light up when he hooks a fish. It's just like I used to. My video I did I wrote there was an old man that got that look, the same look as he used to get. He was a young boy one time, but he got older. Hey, Misty, how you doing, baby? And y'all, I'll check y'all's channel out. It's just been, things have been going so fast around here. Sharon's finally getting where she retired. She got depressed, and I told her, I said, baby, I said, a lot of people don't make it this far. You know, be happy. Money's been a little tight. I've invested a good bit into the sauces, but like I told her, God always has a plan. You know, everything always turns around. Just don't worry about it. I mean, we got food and everything. Our bills are paid, but, you know, no extra. Hopefully all that's fixing to turn around, though. But yes, ma'am, I'm canning tomatoes. I'm going to the farmer's market this evening and get me some more peas. I told Sharon I wanted peas yesterday for mid-afternoon. There's none left. Good night. But this guy I get these tomatoes from, he goes to the farmer's market up there in Columbia, and he knows all the farmers around here that grows, and he comes up to the farmer's market and sells them. And I buy them from him, and then I got a guy down the road here that owns a farm. He has fresh produce also. He's already got, I don't know how many collards he said, and how many garlic cloves. I planted a little garlic this year too, just to see. This is the first year I've been able to really get out and work in the garden. I go till I'm so tired I have to just stop. I'll come in and take a shower and rest up, and I get up and cook supper or whatever after I've showered. But, you know, last year at the same time, I was just getting back to where I could get off the feeding tube for, I'd have to do it 4 hours and then hook back up and do it 4. I could be off of it 8 hours. When I first came home in 1st of August, I was on the feeding tube 24/7. I even had to take a shower with it on, with it still in me. If I couldn't unhook it, I'd get so weak. But about November, I started, you know, getting my strength back. And I went to Thanksgiving last year. That's the first year I went. The year before that I went, but I fell going down the steps and tore the walker up and cut me across the back with it. And this year I went and had a good time. Got out in the yard and played, went in the pond. Between me and my sons and my ponds, I got 2 little ponds I keep my bait in. Like small brim I catch in a pond, I throw them into the pond, and I go out and throw my cast net, we go into the river. And I got my, you know, some of my bait. I brought mud minnows home, they still in there. I seen them on top of the water the other day. Miguel caught some of them. He caught some so big you could eat them. We'd put them in there and they'd grow that big. They look like little pipefish. But I got it right out my bedroom window. I can hear fish out there at nighttime sometimes if it's real quiet in the pond. Flash, you know, hitting stuff. We had the trailer over there between Mama and the pond. I could sit on my back porch in the evenings and you could just hear the fish out there just smacking the brim and stuff, and bass. Got big catfish in there and big brim, big red breast. That's where I'm training him. He's learning on his own. He goes back there and he'll throw the rod, and he's getting where he can throw it pretty decent, but every now and then he'll go off the wall and find a tree. Pond looks like a little Christmas pond. All the decorations he's got hanging out of trees. I'll put the canoe in there and go get him out of for him. Sell them back to him half price. No. Trini, you not cooking today, baby? I know you cooked last night for Melissa. I checked on her this morning to see how she's doing. Ask her how she's doing anyway. All right, there's another quart, y'all. That's 3. I probably got 3 more or so. That'll be 6. I may get another box of them today. They're $38 for a box. I used some the other day to make them tomatoes for us on Saturday night. My son, oldest son, he ate a big old plate, and then Sharon said he got back up and got another plate of rice and tomatoes. But they, oh my God, they were good. The fish was excellent too. All the fish I've caught in my life, when I start showing my photo album, and me and Jackson starting, and Todd, we starting an outdoor page. Todd loves the duck hunt, and he loves to fish. Me and Todd been friends since, I think, the 7th grade. He come into algebra class. I wasn't ever good at algebra. I can count money, but I can't, all that crap I never did care about. I've never used it out here in the outside world anyway. But he come in that class and we became friends, and we've been friends ever since. Like, he's family. I mean, it ain't friends, he's family. I went to school with his wife too, Carrie. But he's got a house on the river down here. That's where he decided he wanted to be, and I go to his house and park my truck right there, getting right in the boat, and go fishing. I've done better. I like fishing with him, so he likes to film it, and we're going to do some duck hunting. I'm going to film. I don't really care about duck hunting, but he loves it, so I told him, I said, oh, a lot of people, watch it. It's only entertainment. And the fishing, we're going to get in the sheep head. I hadn't caught one of them in probably 10 years since I got down, and I couldn't go. I couldn't sit in the boat last year because I was so weak. Now this year I can sit in the boat. I took the boat out the other day. That's the first time I've operated a boat since when me and Nick used to go in 2000. I think 2020 is the last time me and him went. Maybe 21, I'm not sure. He took that jab, and they say that ain't what did it, but they put you on that breathing thing. Most of the time you're not gonna make it. And I made them leave my room. I run them out of my room at MUSC. They sent me home the next morning after they did gastric surgery on me with 9 holes in my stomach, because I told them I wasn't taking the shot. I said, you get the hell out of my room now. They come in the next morning, you can go home if you're going to be like that. I called my wife, I said, come pick me up. I rolled myself downstairs full of stitches. And then one of the nurses, he come and got me, brought me home and said, I'm going to stay out here with you till your wife comes. So he sit right there, me and him talk. I'm not taking that jab. Things I did over the years, and sick as I've been, and it ain't killed me, that ain't going to kill me. But you ain't going to help it either. Anyway, that's enough about that before they throw me off of here. Encourage more viewers. Y'all share this for me if you will. Like it. I go in a lot of folks I like, and I'll tap for them. It gets it out in front of the algorithm. It seems like it changes every day. But share it, I'm just old country bumpkin. I love to cook. I love to make people smile. I like people to eat my food and go, man, you cook that? Yeah. I guess because they think you're a man, My mama taught me. Old Southern cook. And then a lot I learned on my own, like the barbecue stuff and all. I got interested in that like Jackson is fishing. His face just lights up when I say, let's go fishing. That makes me feel younger. Just being with him, the energy that comes from him. But when I get him hooked into these big ones, he'll be hooked. He's already hooked, but he will be hooked. I got a couple rods. We got to go. I got my brother's rods. My brother that passed, Gil. His wife called and said, I'm gonna leave these rods at this house when I sell. I said, oh, you are. I went and got them. Me and him bought a lot of them at Bass Pro Shops and stuff. We'd leave on Saturday. We'd go down there, me and him spend $600, $700, $800 at Bass Pro Shops. Come home and all kind of clothes. When I lost all that weight, I had a closet full of Carhartt, Redhead, Gander Mountain, all kind of stuff. Some of that, the stickers wasn't even took off of it. And my buddy down the road, Carl, I told him, I said, I got to carry these to Goodwill. If you can use them, would you want them? He come got 4 hand loads as big as he could tote. Arm loads of clothes, from pants, welding pants, the thick ones, to the brand new Carhartt jackets, brand new shirts, brand new hoodies, everything was brand new. And I was going to give them to Goodwill. And he said, no, sir, I can wear most of that. It was up to 5X. I wore 6X when I decided to have that gastric surgery. Size 60 plus pants. Hell, I'm down to 36s now, and they almost too big. Have to wear a belt to keep them from. I went to the gas station one day with a pair of my jean shorts on. I can't wear a wallet. None of that. My knife, my pocket knife, none of that I can't wear. I walked in the gas station, got my cigarettes, turned around and walk out. My pants dropped to my knees, or dropped to my ankles, and I had on boxers. I looked around at everybody. I said, I'm glad I had boxers on. And I got on in the truck after I pulled them up and come home. Everybody was laughing. You crazy? Hey, it felt good. I'm glad I had boxers on though. They'd have seen my one-eyed wiggle worm, my little baby python. But losing all this weight, man, it's a trip. There's so much, you feel so much better, full of energy. This has got some of the downfalls. Shit, that's hot. Some of the downfalls, you have to learn how to bring your blood pressure up and down through food. And that's not really a downfall. I mean, you have to learn. I learned how to do that. I can go from being low, or I can sit there and concentrate. Like the doctor one day I went in, he said, your blood pressure's a little bit high. And I don't take blood pressure medicine. I refuse to take it. But it stays 120 over 80, 120 over 66, something like that. He said, how can you keep it so low? Well, whatever's important, keep that. Whatever's not important, ditch it. You don't need it. It's just going to worry you. So I've learned how to do that. I can sit there and make my blood pressure go up right in front of him. He's like, how do you do that? Well, it's all in your mind anyway, whether you're going to heal or you're going to, no, get down, get down. Daddy's canning tomatoes now. A little buck, he loves to get in my lap when I'm in the living room doing something and sit and just watch. In case you didn't know it, I'm a dog freak. I don't mess with them when I'm cooking or whatever, but they went through all this hell I went through with me. For the first 2 years, I'd give up. I mean, I was ready to just pass on. And Jackson, he was little. He came along, and me and him started hanging out, and going over there for dinner and everything. And then we started hanging out now, and it's getting better and better, closer and closer. I love to hear him say, Papa. I know he wants to learn. I got to start bringing him hunting, but we'll hunt a little bit this year. Next year we'll do a lot of hunting. Hey, Melissa Murd, how you feeling today, baby? Hey, Blue Collar. Carrie, I think's your name, baby. How y'all doing? I just wanted to come on. I got to get my hours in where I was sick the other week. It took me 9 days to get over that sinus stuff. And I think Todd still has it from time to time. I told him, I said, dude, I done kicked mine. It took 9 days. I got too cold coming in that night. That boat a flat ass. That's my alarm. Some of them's in the house, most of them's in the yard. They hear something outside, they got to bark, which we've been having trouble with coyotes around here. So I don't let them stay out at nighttime in the yard. They'll jump the fence and get your dogs. Then I declare war on the whole coyote system, which I'm going to get rid of these around here as soon as I can get back there. Deer season goes out. I'm going to show them how to catch them. I have cruel and unethical ways. Melissa, you feeling better today, baby? Yo, I'm gonna get, I don't know, I might get, I just 7-8 quarts out of this. That's pretty good. I used to make soup with 3 quarts, but now it's just me and her that eat the vegetable soup or anything. So I just use a quart and the other vegetables. I had butter beans planted this year, and the deer eat them all. If I could get down there, they'd walk down the road, eat the butter beans, eat the okra off. But nothing but stalk left of the okra. I got my crossbow. I got arrows like the other day in the tips, so I know how. And I got my friend's got a gun with a silencer on it, a pellet rifle. I call them a little more than a pellet rifle, but it don't make no noise. And it got to go because when we used to deer hunt this road and I was younger, we had them kind of coiled down, but there's a game reserve across the highway, across the road out here. It runs out to 64, a couple 100 acres, and they protect it in there. So they come across my garden every night. And during the daytime, some people say, man, I was coming by your house the other day and a big old buck out there in the field. And the year before I came in the house, we planted the whole garden. I paid my crew to come here and help me plant it. That's when I was really down on my legs. And over $300 in seeds and fertilizer, and dadgummit, the deer didn't eat it all. And I said, well, we're going to put a screaming halt to that. There's a lot of them around here eat deer meat. I got to learn. I can, but Mama never cooked it. She didn't like it. My daddy did. My brother does, Terrell. But I got to cook him something today. Him and my brother-in-law that my sisters passed on. I tried to feed him a couple times. I'm going to get my turkey today too. I'm going to do turkey and dressing and all that for my Thanksgiving meal. That way, Thanksgiving Day, I can, what's up, DJ? Thank you, buddy. I can stay with my family, over there. Me and Jackson will probably be at the pond more than likely. His other granddaddy's coming, Rick. And we'll go out to the pond, catch a few brim and stuff. That's what I like about it. You can walk right from his yard to the pond. You can walk from my yard right to the pond. My side, I can go down in the pond where I made them little islands in there. Got cypress trees growing, cypress stumps up about knee high. Got a lot of brim, a lot of bass, catfish, stuff in it. And that's where he's learning. And in the river, he's going to learn. He's done into that. After he's seen it, nothing like pop off. This river sure is pretty. I said, yep, that's why Granny used to call it my mistress. I'd leave on Friday, after I paid my guys. I'd leave, they'd come, my boys would unhook the boat up, we'd have it hooked to my other truck. We'd get in the boat, I'd done have my booze, my Crown Royal. We'd go by the store and get what we needed a knick-knack on, what I didn't bring with us, and we'd spend the night in the river catfishing, catching them big old cats. 55 pounds is the biggest one we caught on the set line yet. But that night we had 320 quart coolers full of fish, from 2 to 5 to 10 pounds in the coolers, and then we had 5 in the bottom of the boat that they wouldn't fit in a 120 quart cooler. They would, but they just couldn't put nothing else hardly around them because they were so big. 2 of them in the cooler would fill it up. You could stuff little ones up around them, but now them pins poking into the meat and stuff, I don't do that. You get home and the boy that fishes down there happened to stop us at the end of the road and said something. He jumped up and looked in my boat. There for 2 months you couldn't get a damn pole in the water from down there trying to catch them fish. And asked me why does my lines run out in the middle of the river like they do. My set poles, well, if you can't figure it out, you don't need to know. But I'd catch some big fish, and most of the time it'd be, one night we couldn't get but 38 poles out of 50 and 32 poles out of 50 in the water because the fish was just smoking. That's the night we caught all them. I had to take the sledgehammer and beat the tire wells off my boat. When we pulled it up the hill, the tire wells was rubbing. I had a big 115 on that Scout, brand new motor, and we had to beat the tire walls off the boat at 2 o'clock in the morning to be able to bring it home to unload the fish. I never did put them back on after that, but I got bigger springs put on it too. But it had it bottomed out. It had a 35-gallon gas tank, which I kept it full. And then the coolers and the fish, and tackle box and the rods don't weigh that much. But them coolers full of fish and the bait, we'd go catch the bait on the beach when we worked at the beach pouring concrete. I run the beach for about 7 years down there pouring. I'd leave about whatever the tide was, and I'd take one guy with me. We'd go down and catch a cooler full of mullet on Wednesdays, and I'd put them on ice and freeze them, not freeze them, but they'd be ice chilled. The blood would still be running in them, and we'd be setting them on lines on Friday night. And then Saturday, we'd cut some of them and use them for bait. Look how pretty that is right there. That's the sugar in them tomatoes. We'd set lines all night and run them. Sometime I'd come home at like 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and take a little nap and get up the next morning, and 4 o'clock we'd go back and run the lines. While we were running, we'd rebait them for that morning bite, and then we'd fish. Most of the day Saturday, she wanted to clean house or go shopping. We'd stay all day in the river fishing, cleaning fish. I am not doing a battle. I wish TikTok would have stopped that shit. Sending people to battle. I don't battle. Not yet, anyway. I've been watching one of my buddies do it, and DJ, he does the music. I watch him a good bit. He's a good, me and him bumped on together on the line. He made a comment one day, and I told him that was true, and we've been bumped into each other ever since. I hope he'll come down this year and we can go fishing. Show him the beach and stuff like that. He might move here. It's pretty neat down here. South Carolina. I'm 40 miles from the beach. I'm 15 minutes from where I went fishing the other day. And I can go the other way. In 30 minutes, I'm in Edisto. 30, 40 minutes, I'm in Cumbie on the Beaufort, South Carolina, Beaufort, Collin County line. But there's going to be a bunch that me and Jackson do off the bank that you can't do. Well, you can do it from a boat, but I've got to get me and him a boat this year to bring him fishing. That's why he, Papa, we gonna get a boat? Yes, sir. I had 3 of them. When I got hurt, I had to sell them to make ends meet. One of them got a hole poked in the bottom when we was coming home from fishing. Hit them bumps in the road where they don't fix the highways, and I ended up, front tire ended up blowing out when I came back on the road. We went across the road right into a tree. Boy with me, it punctured his lungs, broke him up, and beat me up pretty good. That was the 8th wreck. I've been in 9. People pull out in front of you when you pulling equipment. They think you can stop on a dime with a piece of equipment behind you. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. You sure can't stop it. Mason Lyons, how you doing, buddy? I hadn't seen you in a while. I'm back cooking barbecue when you want to get some, man. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do hash this week. I'm going to see what they got at the farm tomorrow for my meats. It costs a little bit more for me, but I don't shortcut my hash. You know that. If I got to do that, I won't make it. I don't shortcut it. So many places now shortcut it. How you been doing, Mason? I want to go down that Kirkland Street and put the canoe in and catch some of them big old copperhead brim under that pigweed. That's what I want to do on that. Jackson's gonna have so much fun. Them corks disappear. He don't know nothing about it yet. He does in the pond, but like he told me the other day, the fish in the river fight so much harder, Papa. I've been telling you that, buddy. I didn't demolish that glove, y'all. It's got too hot. Should I be all right? Anybody eating them but me and her? Let this warm up just a minute, y'all. Maybe I can get one more in there. Yeah. So what's everybody doing today? What you cooking today? I got to go to the farm tomorrow. I got chicken and that little quart of that hog left. Some hot dogs, and I buy some first I buy 2 weeks, and then I buy each week. Usually I make stew beef because that's one of the meals I can eat a lot of, is stew beef with the gravy. Y'all share this out for me if you would. I want to get up to where I got viewers coming in when I go on lives. I'm still, I guess Sunday, I was shaking. I was so cold running that motor, going out. I'm going to get mine made with a windshield. These are made in Louisiana. This boat was made in Louisiana. They design it however you want. Everything's perfect. I want it 21 foot, and I want the sides like he's got it made where you can put the duck blinds up, but them side, the same side, I can have a thick plastic made and put around it. And that way we up under, if it's raining or it's really cold, I can't take the cold like I used to. I used to wear shorts all year to work. In the winter time and fishing, and people was like, man, you crazy. No, I had antifreeze in me back then. It didn't get cold. I wore shorts, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, shoes, a pair of boots, and a hat. And that was what I wore all year long. Wind, rain, it didn't matter. I can't do that now. Wind blows and gets cold, I start hunting me a place to go hide. Y'all gonna have to step away a minute and get me a couple more jars. She's supposed to come help me, but she's been slacking on me here lately. I can't say nothing. The baby worked a long time out there in the working world. She about went crazy trying to maintain after she retired. I told her I got a worm farm. I I got to go through them and separate them and put them in breeding bins again. And I got thousands of worms out there. But all this tomato, I can take and put in the bed out here beside my patio, the Georgia Wigglers. And they'll eat this, and the chickens eat it. But the seeds will be right there. They'll pop right back up this coming year. But I got blue worms down under the power line, and I got the red composting worms, red wigglers they call them. And then I got the fishing wigglers, and then I got night crawlers. Some of the night crawlers are long as that knife. They, shit, what, 8 inches, something, 9 inches, something like that. I mean, big old fat ones. But they breed every 21 days. They run through a cycle, and you take that dirt and put in another bin and keep it at a certain temperature, and they'll hatch. And it takes 3 months. They're big enough to fish with. My goal is I'd like 100,000 worms, which is probably going to be impossible. I'd like 100,000 red wigglers to sell and night crawlers to sell in the fall and the spring and the summer. And in the wintertime, the catfish actually bite the worms on the bottom this time of the year down here. They bite them really good. Flounder, croaker, mullet, all that bites worms. But I keep me something to fish with, but I want to start selling them because a lot of people around here stop selling. All they'll sell is red worms. They won't sell no night crawlers or wigglers or none of that. And that's $5 for 25 worms. Well, you buy them here is 18 worms for $5. I'll give you 25 for $5. Already got my refrigerator to put them in. Only gets up like 54 degrees. It won't get any cooler than that. That's perfect. They can't freeze. They won't freeze in that. That keeps them just about like crabs. You take crabs and put on ice. It makes them get real slow, dormant. I call it. They real slow. You can pick them up, break the claws off, pull the head, pull the hull off, and I use that for a lot of bait. The big spotted tails, big catfish, you hit it too. They love to hit that. Sharon, come here and get me some bottles, please. And you tell her to come on, and she wants to sit on that damn phone. Let me grab it. I'll be right back. Never mind. Shit, I'm not waiting all day. Shit. Let me wash it off, y'all. I'll be right back. We'll take it a minute. Scald them with hot water. I got 2 Dutch ovens. I'm over here. Well, the top and the bottom. The smallest Dutch oven I have that I hadn't cleaned yet. It's been sitting up since I got hurt. Or got down. I got a big one and I got Daddy's outside. Daddy's is probably 25 gallon. I call it the hog pot. That's what they used to put the hog head and the liver and lights and all in that pot and cook it down and make, cheese or hog head cheese and liver pudding. And Mama used to make the hash that I make with the hog head back when I was little. And Kyle's not one of them to. I don't eat stuff. When she gave me the hash, I changed some of the things she had that she used into what I use because I wouldn't eat, that. I'm real picky. She always called me a coon.
Hello, Moto.
Damn people call and they can't even say my name. Aggravates the piss out of me. Instead of Jamie, it's Hammy there. If I feel good, I'll mess with their heads and talk trash. Tell them my stomach's upset. Or Sharon's like, why do you do that? Well, if they're gonna waste my time, I'm gonna waste theirs. So I do it. That's just demeanness in me, I guess. I don't care. But you can clean, when you clean these tops, I know you've seen it on YouTube, you clean it with white vinegar before you seal it, and then I'll put it in the roaster. I can run 12 quarts in each roaster. I got 8 or 10 roasters out in where I closed my restaurant. My mama got sick, and I got plenty of stuff plenty of them to do, just seal them. And when the top pops, you take the ring off and you're good to go. See, I've already got, and that's 5. I got 6 quarts already. Not too bad. I got 3 more probably. So that'd be 9 quarts. I got to go tomorrow to the farm and get me some more bacon, and that bacon you see in my dishes all the time that I start out with, that's my grease that I can eat. It don't bother my stomach. Vegetable oil. I've eaten that fish with it the other day. Didn't do me too bad. And then the, last night the French fries didn't do me too bad. Invite. Y'all fours hung out with me. I've only got, what? There's only 2 bad ones that was in that bruised was in that box. That's not too bad. That's a good tomato right there. I'll cut me a few seeds out of them. I got these 2 here the same thing. Same thing. I'm gonna set these in this bucket, my box, because this thing's getting so full of juice. But Mama used to take this, and me and her would be sitting here at the same old, that little round table I had in here. Made her fruit cakes and all that. My mom was a good woman. Put up with me. She taught me a bunch of stuff. Cook, how to can, how to clean your jars and all that before. You know, that's what we did for them. They'd sit here all day and can stuff. And sometimes we'd can 300 quarts, 250, 300 quarts a piece for my sister and us. And Mama made vegetable soup with the ham bone. Old ham bone soup, I call it. And she'd use 3 quarts, and she'd make chili, and she'd use the fresh tomatoes. Nothing like it. Them cans that's got that white stuff in them, I don't trust it. I just don't. It don't taste right. We did enchiladas the other night, and Sharon asked me 2 days later, how did you like it? I said, baby, I didn't. Well, I didn't either, but I didn't want to say anything. I said that whatever you used, the sauce or whatever, it didn't taste right. It didn't. It was just had a funky taste. I am not doing a battle. I wish you could stop that. All of them's into that battling crap. But I wanted to come on. I hadn't been live in a few days. I want to do something on the smoker one day this week. I got a few other things I'm going to do, cooking. I got sweet potatoes over there. I'm going to make some. I did that sweet potato the other day in the cast iron frying pan and didn't use no flour. None of that to thicken it. I used the potato like I do in some of my gravies. You'll find that. You'll see when I do that again. I'll show you I use the potato to make it thick, to calm the, what the hell you call it? Anyway, it makes the potato, you slice the potato real thin and put it in your bottom of your pan under your pork chops and stuff. And that potato cook apart and disintegrate. And the starch off of that makes your gravy thicker, so you're not using flour. Old person showed me that, told me that. That's how I asked him. I said, how did you do these peas and get them so? I said, you use flour? She said, no, I don't use flour. I use the potato. I tried it, and I've been doing it ever since. It's been a long time. My grandmama cooked like that in Georgia. She was an awesome cook too. I could go to her house, and she had an old wood stove. Oh my God, that's some of the best vegetable soup you ever put in your mouth. Cream corn. She always had a garden. I'd hunt around here and kill deer and rabbits and squirrels and fish. And every time I went to her, I brought her a cooler full of stuff. I love going over there. We usually got wet and ended up getting beat for getting in the water hole, and you know, just kid stuff, throwing acorns. throwing chain of berries at cars passing by the chain of berry tree. We was hell. And then we'd go back there in the woods to the old pond. That's where we'd smoke our cigarettes, and it was creepy back there. Deep woods, deep old bay bushes. But they was catfish that every time we'd go there, he'd come up and pop his head up. We finally got to fishing that thing before my grandmama passed. That was a hurting one, almost like my mom. I still have days where I miss Mama. Me and her spent so much time together the last years of her life. She was my cheerleader. When she died, I found a folder she had put together with all my places I had cooked, flyers and stuff, and newspaper clippings where I'd been in newspapers and magazines, on TV, stuff like that. She had saved all that stuff. I was the baby. She was my best cheerleader. I made these sauces around her with her chronic heart failure. And then my brother had diabetes, and Mr. Beatty had deep diabetes that lived down the road. And I designed them first sauces around all that to where they could eat it and it wouldn't swell them up like the store-bought stuff. All that sodium benzate and all that, that's not good for your body. So I took all that out. Even the people at the plant, the big cooks, they said, "How did you make this recipe?" And I told them, I said, God helped me, and I tweaked it. But that's when I got in a wreck in 2007. And I was in the bed. I was drinking almost 2 quarts of liquor a day. I'd get up at 8 o'clock with a drink of liquor. I'm glad I got out all that. Anyway, I would start drinking when I got up. By 5 o'clock, I'd pass out, and I'd wake back up because Sharon was staying over here with Mama. And Mama had fell and broke her hip. And I would drink until whatever time that night I went to sleep. And I started doing some work with stuff like we did in school. I'd had a gun that would warm up. I'd do drawings on wood, like the South Carolina State, and put Clemson in North Carolina. And I'm going fishing with all kind of lures on it and stuff. I still got a bunch of that in the shed that I did. That's how I kept from going crazy. Kept my mind busy. I wrote down 400 recipes off of Food Network, and I think I've cooked one recipe out of that book. But it kept my mind busy. Your mind's the worst place to be stuck, especially when you're down. God knows it'll drive you crazy. So, whenever Nick passed, D had called me something about the business, and I said, "Look, I cannot heal with all this on me." So just, I couldn't keep it open anyway because it was partners. I said, just close it down till I can heal up. And I closed it down. Now I'm starting back. I've got my LLC. I've got to do a web page. I've got to do that. Money's Christmas coming. So, if you want to order sauce, I got blueberry, I got cherry bomb, spicy peach, cherry pineapple with ghost, lemon, honey. I got a little bit of cayenne pepper. Then I got Island Blast, which one of the chefs has put that up against another major brand, and it did pretty good. And I've got my 3 rubs. I got 5 of them actually. One's for beef, one's for chicken, one's for pork, one's for the grill and smoke. All of them for the grill and smoking, but the one that I made for the grill and smoking does really great. And then I got the regular, this all-purpose. This one here is what I seasoned the chicken with last night. Is this one, number 4. I seasoned it. I just put it on all the thighs, and then when it come on up, I sprinkled about a teaspoon in it, and it was seasoned perfect. I did fish batter I'm making. I did that the other day. Now this is the one from the grill. See, it's got lumps in it. And I do that with them lumps, and it breaks up, the sugar. But it's got sugar in it. The rest of them don't really have a lot of sugar in it. It don't burn. But you can go from the frying pan to the smoker with them, and it's perfect. If you need anything extra, according to how much salt you like, and pepper. Sometimes I'll have to add a little bit of pepper. It's like chicken and dumplings, but other than that, it's seasoned it fine. Just all around seasoning. It does great for what it's aimed at. It brings the flavor out. Chicken. Carl did 8 the other day out of that one bottle, and still got, he said, enough to do 4 or 5 more chickens out of that one bottle of it. It gives it a pretty brown I get in my meat. That's what it does. And it gives depth. The type of salt I use actually makes it open the pores up where the smoke ring, goes deeper. I don't worry about a smoke ring. That smoke ring don't add no, it's real pretty to look at, but it really don't add that much to the flavors. That's one thing they used to have big time with the South Carolina barbecue was a smoke ring, and they got to where they don't even look at that anymore at the championship. I can throw a smoke ring. Hell, I can turn ribs pink. It looks like ham. I can turn it pink all the way to the bone. I don't like mine. Well, I do like it like that, but I like mine to where they got a little bite, and you pull it, and it's a little bit, it's like you eating meat. You're not eating mush. I can't stand mushy ribs. And my Boston butts, I like to do them where they come apart like cotton candy. I only got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. I should get these 2 quarts. That'll give me 7. That'll give me 10 quarts. That's pretty good. And I got, I don't know, about 25 or 30. So that'll last me to spring. My tomatoes are going in the ground in March. I got buckets. I've been watching an older fellow on TikTok and YouTube. He puts his in March. Starts them in the greenhouse and then puts them in the dirt, and he covers them with a bucket at nighttime for the frost. He goes out every day and pulls the cardboard off the top, or the plywood off the top of the bucket, and they get sun, and then by the time other people just getting there started, he's already getting tomatoes. So that's what we're gonna do around here. I got that hothouse out there, and the way I'm building the pallets from the end of it to the end by my smoker, I'm gonna put I got a bunch of PVC pipe out there. I'm gonna do an arch top across it. And then I got the black landscaping screen I'm gonna put around that, and then I'm putting plastic over that where I can go out in the morning and just roll the plastic back. As long as you keep frost from hitting them plants, they'll grow all the way up till next spring. I don't know, I've had tomatoes in February out there growing in by the big shop. I put up that old black screen, and I had tomatoes in February. They don't grow as fast, but they will grow. Out in the open now in the hothouse, they'll bust it. I got a pineapple tree I need to put out there. It started, it rooted, took off. I got to put it in it. I'm gonna put it in there today probably. According to how I feel, I stepped in that boat the other day and I should have had 6-inch longer legs. It was dark when we got there, and I walked over there with my canes and was gonna back the boat out from under the shed. And by the time I got everything done, the boys done had everything in the boat, and I stepped off the dock right into the boat. My leg should have been about 6 inches longer. I underestimated it, So when I hit it, put all the pressure on my hip, my left leg. That's where I've been in all them wrecks. Beat up and bammed up, running equipment all my life. Walking and, just normal wear and tear shit. If I didn't hurt, I'd think I was, gone. That's what I tell Sharon every day. If you don't hurt, baby, something's wrong. But when I get through with these, I'm gonna get off my live, and I got to go outside and do a few things, and we'll go back and see how my buddy's doing. He was sounded like he was real down and out. He couldn't come over today, but we'll get it worked out. Hear that? See, you got maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that'll do 2 more quarts. Go ahead and put half of this one in there, stuff it. But yeah, I'm still having a little bit of trouble with my throat talking, because the way they put them pipes in my throat at the hospital, it stretched my throat really bad, burnt me. It didn't burn me. It just they had to put 3 pipes in it. 2 of them was small, and then the third one was large to get all the blood. Or they had to cut my other intestine, or they had unhooked. They had to cut them, and then cut the one that they had left, and stitch that piece in, and then stitch that other one back closed. So it was pretty wild. I bled when I was on blood thinners. Even though I stopped them for 2 days, I still bled a lot, they said. Pretty wild ride. I learned a lot of stuff though. Learned a lot how to eat, and what to eat, and what to bring your blood pressure up, what to bring your blood pressure down. It's amazing food to do that. There's my beauty. What's wrong with you?
I had this shoe on.
You need me to put it on for you?
I got it on, but...
What about your hair? I need to put it up before I go out?
Yeah.
All right. I have to put her hair up every day. She worked in them old convenience stores, manager, and they cooked a lot of chicken and stuff. She'd pick them old boxes up, and she can't get her arms up past her shoulders now, so I have to do her hair for her. But she's helped me. God knows she's helped me. I don't mind. She's took care of me for 5 years when I was going through all this stuff, and still does stuff, for me. So I do stuff for her. That's what a marriage is about. Maybe I need some more tops. I got the tops. I might need one more quart jar. Huh? I need one more jar. We got 10 quarts out of this bag. Be pretty good. I'm watching that movie or that episode. What's that? Camo Collins told me last night on my Facebook that something about land. Billy Bob Thornton, another good actor I like on that. And this actually, he said it was pretty good. I started to watch it yesterday. I turned it to 1883. I love that movie. I love Yellowstone too. I got to go out and feed them worms today. I've fed them. I need to sit down and get me 2 more big totes and put all the worms that's bed and start to hatch out. I need to put them in them and let them hatch and get my other worms back to breeding. It's funny with worms. I get overpopulated, something they'll quit breeding and some of them will die off, so you have to separate them. They'll live up to 6 years. Worms will, the breeders. And then the other ones, it's pretty cool. You learn a lot of stuff doing it. All right, I got 6 more, I think. That's it. Yep. I need the tops to put on them. I got them all and put them in that roaster. Let them come up and get ready when they can. That's to be 10 quarts more. How many we got left?
Good babies.
I got 2 that I'm going to take the seeds out of. All right, why do they send them pieces of puzzle? Hell, they're looking at me in my face. Yeah, thank y'all for the likes. Y'all keep liking. I go in some of the likes, man. I'll just sit there and I'm watching them and I'll just tap. I just tap. I can get 500. Most I've got is 539 taps in a minute. With Melissa's and Trini and it's Crown Roll. I hadn't watched Maggie that much. I keep forgetting on Friday afternoon. And as I get busier, the ones at night will be the ones I watch pretty much. Benjamin, I go in on Thursdays usually and tap. These damn foreigners want to battle, and they don't say shit. They get on there and just look like they're crazy as hell. Like I shouldn't say it like that. I call it like I see it. Might bring one more jar because these are big tomatoes. I got one and I got a cap fed and I need one more jar with the cap and the lids. These are pretty good sized tomatoes. They're hot as the devil, I know that. That big one there will fill up a half a quart by itself. And my Paula Deen pot. I got a bunch of mismatched pots. I got Pioneer Woman. We got the whole set. We got Mama's old pots. Then we got my old pots. And I'd rather cook out of them than I would this new. I like cast iron.
Disintegrated.
Huh?
Beans disintegrated.
Which one? Oh, the green beans. I don't know what it was with them. Them beans acted funny.
They didn't run too good.
No. But I wanna take that white vinegar and go around these tops, the tops and the lids of these, and seal them. So we can put them in that roaster. We probably can get all these in that roaster at one time. And once they lock, then they lock. I've only put I need to put a little bit of sugar in each one of them. But I've done got the salt in all of them. So that's a done deal. I'm trying to get her to cook, you know, with me on lives, because we are kind of comical. Sometimes we get into, you know, a little, I call it hall sex. You know, you pass each other in the hall.
Don't you say that word.
I'm not going to say it. There's some on here that love to say that word.
You love to say it, I know.
I love to say it. I love to do it. But time and place. Remember what Mama used to tell me? You love that word. I love it. I love to do it. I love to say it. I love everything about it. I miss her. I want to go out to the cemetery. Check on them. I got to talk to that boy at the funeral home too about being buried here. I don't care about being buried in no cemetery. He's buried right out there by my pond. And Jackson wants to come see me. He can walk over and see me. And if you get buried on your own land, they cannot never take it and sell it for taxes. It's considered a cemetery. That way it always stays in your family, you know. Because this was where I was raised. Ow, shit. How about bring me a glove out of that drawer there by you? At least it cuts a little bit of the heat off of my hand.
Steal my dish towel?
I didn't steal your dish towel. I got them out of the drawer.
Find the tops.
Where's that bucket Mama had with all them tops?
I gotta find it. I think it's in that back room.
It's in the back room somewhere. So I want to get her bucket. She had flour in. I want to find her old flour bowl that she had. That little one. Boy, she used to make the best buttermilk biscuits. Oh my goodness. My daddy was a biscuit cornbread type guy. I mean, that's what they, back then, Daddy would be 100 this year, I think. So he was, you know, born in Depression times. Mom was too. Poor thing, she could.
You don't put sugar in those, you put salt, don't you?
Yeah, I put salt, I think, in all of them
That
except.
tomato on your face?
See? Is it? It's 12:51. I think I started at 11. I want to get an hour in today on this. Then if we're going to cook something for supper, I'll do that one. That'll be 2. That ought to give me about close to my weekly. I don't know, I did 2.5 Sunday, but I didn't know Todd had a phone charger in the boat. He got 2 chargers in that boat. Boat's really nice. That's the kind I want, something like that. There's plenty of room I can stretch out and I get to hurting. Like I said, I've been in a bunch of car wrecks and working construction all your life in concrete, up and down out the footings and rebar and falling and stuff like that. I don't, you know, just trip over your own feet pretty much. Out there in that rebar, roots get caught up in steel, whatever. But things happen. My favorite saying, shit happens. Yeah, I'll have, see y'all, another one. I'll get a little bit of water and put in these.
That hurts. Stop now, that hurts.
A little bit of salt. I think I put it in this one, but I'm not sure. All right, we got 3 more tomatoes to make another quart. Check my time. How y'all check your time on here, y'all? Y'all tap the screen if you will. Send it to, you know, a couple. Y'all stop. Y'all not gonna mess with the older dogs now. I got one old dog. She's lost her teeth. She's been my baby for 17 years. Missy, you gonna cause me to get the fly swat? She's fixing to have puppies. She's grumpy.
That's it.
And then got
That's
people
it.
asking for puppies.
Leave her alone.
You didn't get me my glove. Everything's hot.
You just need one?
Yeah, just one. I only got 2 tomatoes and I'm finished. I finished with it.
Missy.
Missy!
Quit.
What are we gonna eat for dinner before I go outside? Huh? Go ahead and get these tomatoes sealed today and put them up, let them cool, and take the tops off of them. And give me a couple. I'm gonna make something tonight. I don't know what we're gonna have, but I want something good. I still got that chicken left from yesterday. That was delicious. Chicken thigh poontang. It's just chicken and gravy. Melissa's been cooking that, so I started calling it poontang. Just having fun, you know. Hey, Carol. Thank y'all for joining. Oh, shit. Yep, that's going to be a quart full. Just one big one left. How big that is. You put it in hot water, and if you didn't know, the hot water makes the peeling release. All you have to do is just pull it off just like I'm doing, just like that. Pull it off and cut your core out and cut it in pieces and put it in your jar. Seal it. Put it in the roaster and bring it up about 30 minutes. You can tell when everything lifts off the bottom of your jar. Like when you put it in your roaster and this stuff's here, you know, when it lifts up and it's just water between that and up the top of the jar, she's ready. Take it out and set it on the counter on a rag, and you'll hear them popping. Once they pop, take the tops off, the rings, and it's done.
Stop it.
They just talking. They actually been pretty good today. I don't know, do I need to go to the dollar store and get some? Damn shame you got all that around here and you can't find it.
You moved everything around.
I know. The only bad thing about this is it gets so, the outside to get under that skin. It's like potatoes this time of the year. If you notice your potatoes has got little eyes starting to come out on them, that's because this is the time of year you grow them. When I make hash this time of the year, you have to, I always put my potatoes in. The rest of the year I'll put them in early, you know, with the meat and let them cook. This time of the year I put them in with,
See my flashlight?
I'm gonna put a rope on that damn flashlight for you.
I need it.
It was in there, I think I seen it in there a while ago. Put that in the washing machine. Right, we finished with the tomatoes, y'all. I got to cut these open and get the seed. I need one more lid
Where'd you get those lids there?
out of that drawer back there where I keep my recipes. I need a few paper towels to clean up and I'm good to go. We'll put this out for the worms out there by the patio. I'll carry that out in a few minutes. I've got this white container in case I needed it, but I didn't really need it. To put, turn this water off. I got a few crabs. I may pull them this afternoon and make some crab rice perlo. I like that pretty good. Depending on how mushy they are. They're real mushy, I won't mess with. Bring them the next time I go freeze them. Bring next time I go fishing, throw them in, chill them. I need a couple paper towels, baby. We got to go get some of them in a few minutes. Figured I'd try to catch them and the farmer's market all at, you know, one shot. I got to get a few packs of cigarettes. Tomorrow's what? Wednesday? Huh?
Yeah.
So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I got to go to the doctor next week. I don't know if it's on my back or my knees, which one. I'm not having any surgery. Just ask out the question. I'm not having my back cut on. Huh?
Talking to myself, baby.
That's some of the first signs going crazy. Who was I talking to this morning? They said that somebody on the phone. Oh, Nana called a while ago about Carrie. They moved her to Walterburg. I want to go up there, try to go up there and see her tomorrow. Could you give me a little bit of hot water and something, baby? Just maybe a half a cup, something I can pour in here to bring the jars that didn't have that much juice up to the level. They all got salt in them. Cleaning all this off. When I go to put the caps on, I'll clean under these tops just to make sure where they'll seal it real good. So that's 10 quarts. It costed.
Some hot water?
Yeah, $4 a jar. Well, actually $4.50. 10 for what I paid for that box of tomatoes. I'm sure I'll grow my own. Save these seeds off of these big ones. Every one I planted last year is these damn little grape shits. I don't like. Mom and them love them. I don't. Too much work for a little bit of meat. And just make sure that all your air pockets is gone.
No babies.
Which when you put them back in that roaster up at 400, it'll bring everything down. But, you know, make it all the way up to where that bottom ring is. That gives you more juice once it all breaks down. And that just cooks them even further. I canned some pork, and she wouldn't never try it. But I'm gonna do beef stew. That way, if you know I come in from fishing or whatever, I'm tired and hungry, I got to put a jar of it in. It holds real well. I got to go out and cut me some celery, and I got what 6 celery plants. They all doing great. Got about 6 or 7 pepper plants. They doing great. That one that I can move in the pot. Me and Sharon bought them one day from the farmer's market. I brought them home and ate them and took them outside the same day and planted them. And they finally came up. That's what I've been getting my baby peppers, little sweet peppers, off of. And then I got jalapenos. I got the long, I know the name of it, I can't think of it. They get about that long. They're not cayenne. They got a little bit of heat to them. I see a lot of people use them. Got them, and then I got bell pepper. I got one bell pepper I'm gonna have to use this week, and it's got about 30 damn blooms on it. I'm gonna boost it back up with the worm teeth. I got to go out there and mess with them. I've got about 50 pounds of worm teeth that I need to make the tea out of. This casting. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take y'all out my tripod. I'll show you this, and then I got to go get to work. Let me turn this around. Set camera. All right, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 quarts of tomatoes. And then I got my table in here, y'all. Look how much room I got now. Got to put a tablecloth, and then I got my big refrigerator that we bought. I've been investing the money wisely. Got them sauces. Got them sauces. I hate that son of a bitch up there. Every damn time I go to touch something, I hit something on that damn rack. I was hanging my stuff there, but it won't hang there no more. I'm gonna put a board across this and drop it down to where I can hang my pots. I got a bunch of signs I made to put back here on this wall. But we got the Swamp Dust label. I got to finish it up the one I got maroon. Got the sauces. That was one I had made for Mustard Queen. I tried it the other day. I still got the brown one. That one is easy to make. But I got all them sauces there, them little spices right over here. It's coming along. Poblano, exactly, Trini. I couldn't think of the name of it. One of the places last year gave a bunch of peppers. Dylan's mama went up there, Julie, and she said, you know, they said, well, if you want the rest of the plants, you can have them. Man, we had all kind of peppers. That was, then I got sick, went to the hospital, I ended up losing all of them. It was in July, and it got so hot this year, I brought everything through. They wouldn't make but a little bit, and then it was so hot on them. And now they started really producing, so I picked a bag of peppers out there the other day. But I can walk right around my smoker, right over there and pick celery. Tomatoes, peppers, parsley. I got to start my rosemary back. It didn't do that great. It did all summer, but it died a couple weeks ago. And then my sage and all that. I'm growing all that this year. I got a little hothouse. I had that started early, but that was 10 quarts out of a box of tomatoes, and I had done cooked 6. I'd have probably got 12 quarts out of that box. And that's not too bad, because I mean, 1 quart to feed me and her, and I got leftovers. Well, anyway, I think I've been on here a little over an hour. Love y'all. I'll be back later. I may do another one today, according to what we're going to do this evening, how the farmer's market goes and how I'm feeling, how she's feeling. Got a lot of stuff to finish doing in this house. And then outside, too, I've started constructing that cooking area. It's coming along. I got my fire pit set the other day out there, and got some collars planted up there around the place where I put the Dutch ovens, and got a bunch of wood to chop up. Got to get that old dogwood tree before I put the hothouse in. I got to cut the limbs off it so it won't damage it. I planted that tree when I was a boy. That tree's been here 50 years. I finally got too old and died. Anyway, now my magnolia tree we planted as a boy, it's like a 50-foot circle that I'm constructing under it. Thank you, Edge. How you doing? How's your husband doing, baby? Love you too, Trini. All right, I love y'all. See y'all in a little bit. I'm gonna get on off here where I can get to work doing something, even if it's wrong. Y'all have a great day.